Yo, what's good? It's Mastermind MMA, and this video is going to be how Francis Ngannou earned a title shot the same exact way he did the last time, slash my breakdown and thoughts of his fight against JDS. So basically, they both play into each other, so that's why I just titled it that way. All right, man. So motherfucking Francis Ngannou on his come up, man. He was knocking everyone out. He had a Kimura on that one dude. I'm not gonna bother to remember now. He fought Curtis Blades, TKO doctor stoppage victory for him. So that was like the first thing. Like, all right, so we know Stipe gave him problem wrestling, right? Stipe. We know Stipe gave him problem wrestling, and if anyone was going to do that to him early on his career, it would have been Curtis Blades. So after anyway, I'll just go linear. So he did that, knocked out Overeem, earned a shot. Stipe dismantled him by using his wrestling, right? So he came back, had the Black Beast fight. It was pretty lackluster. And then what was next? Was it the Curtis Blades fight? I'm just going off the top of Dome Piece. So let's just say it was the Curtis Blades fight. Then he knocks out Curtis Blades, and then he starts going on a tear where he's just knocking guys out. The Cain Velasquez fight, knocking him out in second. No. I think the Curtis Blades fight was after the Cain Velasquez fight, right? So I don't know if Cain was the return of after the Lewis fight. So anyway, off the top, we'll just say Lewis, Cain, Blades, and then so he's knocking all these guys out, just putting them to sleep like how he used to. And then now it's JDS. This is pretty much the number one contenders fight, right? So whoever wins this is going to be next up for a title shot. It's pretty guaranteed because of the tear JDS has been going on. JDS beat Black Beast. JDS has been beating a lot of high-level guys working his way back up to the title shot. And JDS was actually in a position where he could have just sat and he could have just sat and like waited for them to be like, let the shit play out, let the division play out, and be like, all right, I'm up next in the queue. Heavyweight, it works like that. You could do that at heavyweight. But he said, nah, I want to make my stamp. I'm going to take out Francis. I'm going to be undeniable. Francis is like, all right, I'm on a tear too. Let's do this. So it was pretty obvious this is the number one contender fight. And it's just crazy the power that Francis has in his hands, man. It's like, it almost like it doesn't even really register, like, to the human eyes. Like, it just looks like he's touching them and they're just dropping, dude. Like that Overeem uppercut, that shit was like, he turned my guy Overeem into a Pez dispenser. That shit was pretty, that looked like a brutal shot. But with Cain, whatever happened, and like with just JDS, dude, it looks like he's just touching these guys. He landed a nice clean one on Blades in their rematch, but it just really, it's just crazy how he has the touch of death almost, man. You will go to sleep. He's got that fucking sedative, dog. Like it's fucking wild, bro. It's wild, and the thing is, what's so wild about it is now he's at a point where he's at the number one contender spot. He's next up for a title shot, and who is his two potential opponents? Daniel Cormier and Stipe Miocic. It heavily does depend on how that fight plays out and who's the winner. If DC wins, if they're going to do a trilogy, what happens with DC's career if he retires? If Stipe wins, what does he want to do? And even if Stipe wins, will they do the trilogy? And it really is on that kind of shit, you know? So when it comes to Francis, man, in the matchup, DC, you know, he could just DC people and just neutralize the fuck out of you and grind you the fuck out and then choke you out. Stipe's already proven he's got the wrestle game to shut down Francis. Now, the question is that we thought was going to be proven on his second ascension. If he makes a second run to the title, we thought that that question would be thoroughly answered by that point, right? But it's not. He earned his title shot again for the same way he did the first time, just putting motherfuckers to sleep. Just fucking deading motherfuckers, bro. Like, the touch of fucking death and just going on with his night. And now he's with Usman, and he's training with Usman, so that should help with his wrestling, but we don't know. I guess he's got more time to improve on it, but the thing is, man, we don't know, like, your glaring gaping hole that was in your game is the same thing that killed your hype, that killed all your momentum. Dana was like on like putting the whole rocket ship on him. He's the next Mike Tyson. This guy's the next champ. Putting everything behind him, putting all that motherfucking gasoline on him. And the moment he falters, he just turns on him. And then for Francis he said he's going through a lot mentally and stuff. He's getting a lot back now. He's new to the game. Everything was new. He's learned how to navigate. Now that he's on like looking like the path is right. The thing is, we don't know about we don't know if he could handle Curtis Blades level wrestler and negate that and still get off his punches. We don't know if he can stuff takedowns even. We don't know how he could do in tied up positions, in clinches. We don't know how he's up against the fence. We don't know if he knows to dig for underhooks, basic things. We don't know if he's improved. And to throw him to that right now will be it's sink or swim, make or break. If he falters in the same way he faltered in this first time, it's almost like losing to the same guy twice. And it might even be that situation, losing to the same guy twice. But regardless, once you start laying down blueprints to beat you, for people to beat you, people start using it and it starts wearing on you mentally because it works. And once you just have that doubt, it's going to make it work even more. A good example of that is with Khabib and Barboza. When Khabib fought Barboza, he did what he did. He Khabib'd him. And he said, hey, Kevin Lee's fighting him next. He was like, hey, I have the skills that I feel like I can do that. And I'm not trying to stand and really fight with Edson. There's this plan that just shuts him down and gets you the dominance. That's what I'm doing. And he executed it and it worked. And the thing is, when they matched him up with Dan Hooker, when they matched Barboza up with Dan Hooker, stylistically that favored him. We don't know if he gets another wrestler. What is it going to be for Barboza if he gets another Kevin Lee, Khabib type caliber wrestler? So same question poses for Francis Ngannou. And it's now to a situation where you could either do that right now, where off the top of my head, like honestly in heavyweight, the only matchup I could think that could really be a big gauge for that is Alexei Oleinik. But Francis could just easily knock him out again. But I mean, if Oleinik really gets him, he could get him. And the ranking wise, there's a discrepancy. It'd be almost kind of like, it would be truly a skill test, but it would almost be like you're looking like you're trying to get him out of there. So I guess the only real thing is to like really find out in the moment again if he gets the rematch with Stipe or if DC wins and he gets that fight. And it's crazy how he has this like these power punches, and it's like the Anthony Johnson thing too. AJ fought DC, right? And the first time he rocked DC. Second fight he rocked DC. DC ended up grinding him out. And you saw a second fight where AJ was going in, the fight he retired on. Mentally, he wasn't right. He wasn't straight. He started grappling DC. And he fucking landed a baseball bat of a kick to DC's head. And you start grappling him, man. And, you know, the mental space plays a lot in this game. It's everything in this game. And what happens, like Ronda Rousey and Amanda Nunes, countless examples, bro. Once you just get that hard shot and you start getting flashbacks to, oh, fuck, is this going to happen again? And then you start panicking the doubt. And you're like, fuck, it's happening. And while you're panicking, you're not focusing and assessing on how to negate it and get away from the situation and diffuse it. You're panicking over the fact that the situation's happening again. So it's a drowning situation and a drowning feeling. And it drowns and leads to your demise in that situation. So it's left to be seen. It was a great performance from Francis with JDS. It was quick. It was a Francis performance. You know, it's starting to become a signature type shit. It's stylistic of him. So it was a real good Francis type performance. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think about Francis? Don't forget to like, subscribe in the comments. Give me all your thoughts. and some shit you want to see, some other videos you might see, some topics, I'll do that shit. And yeah, subscribe. I appreciate it. You already know it's Mastermind MMA.